We are starting right here, right now, with episode number 4. So for those of you who have been listening to I Am Supercharged with Kwanza Jones, you know what this is all about. And even if you haven't been listening, you're listening right here, right now, today. So the name should tell you what it's all about. You're here because I am supercharged, and you are too. We're getting supercharged together.
Supercharged. Let's get supercharged.
And let me tell you about an event that was so phenomenal. The energy at this place, in that room, at the Supercharge Summit. If you weren't there, you missed out, and you don't want to miss out for too long, and you don't have to, because what we're going to be doing in these upcoming podcasts, the various different episodes, is giving you a little bit of a taste of what actually occurred at the summit. We had some amazing panelists, some amazing speakers, amazing interaction. Was it amazing? Do you believe that it was? Let me tell you right here, right now, I was there. It was. We had speakers, we had panelists, we had power talk, we had power moves, we had power partnerships, we had a confidence choir, we had a supercharged sound bath. It was everything that was helping you be your most powerful you. So let me tell you what happened. We got elevated. It elevated everything with celebrity stylists, hair, makeup, photographers. And from there, we were able to help people go and power up their profile, whether it was their LinkedIn profile, whether it was a social media profile that they wanted to do. Because what happens is beauty and how you feel and confidence is not always about how you look. Most importantly, it's about what it is that you're exuding. So when we were helping people level up their look, and when we were helping capture that leveled up energy in a powered up profile picture, it really just went hand in hand with what the Supercharge Summit was all about. And that was just one of the experiences. Some of the other experiences that we had were the panelists and were the speakers. And let me tell you who we had. One of our panel topics was Power Partnerships Deconstructed. Now, I can talk about power partnerships and say how it's important to have partnerships and relationships and how you can elevate everything together and be powerful in all that you do together. But what the panel did and what we did at the Supercharge Summit is that little bit of extra, which is called Deconstructed. So the whole premise is that if you can look at a power partnership and you can deconstruct what are the elements that make it powerful, what are the elements that you need to be aware of to make any sort of relationship or partnership you're going into even more powerful, then that becomes a tool that you can use, and it becomes a tool that you can use in your day-to-day, whether it's in your business, whether it's in your personal life, whether it's in your relationships. That's what power partnerships was. It could be family members. It could be neighbors. It could be friends. It could be partners in a business, as I mentioned before. There are some core fundamental things people learned at the Supercharge Summit. Some of the people we talked about them with were Felicia Alexander and Todd Wadler. And now these two people are just really amazing energy, amazing spirit. And the business that they have founded and co-founded is a company called BoxUnion. And it's where there's boxing to the beat. So because Supercharge is all about fitness, confidence, and community, we had to bring in a wellness and a fitness element into it, even beyond the fitness that Supercharge offers. And that's what BoxUnion did. BoxUnion and the power partnership of Todd and Felicia and instructors that they have there from their partners and various other people, they were able to do a little bit of a deep dive into how they were able to build together. And they deconstructed what worked and what didn't work. There's some really phenomenal insights that you're going to get from them. So you got to make sure you're listening to these upcoming episodes. On the Power Partnerships Deconstructed panel, we also had two other amazing people. Now, this is a brother and sister team, Jake and Jazz Smollett. Some of you may know them from a Food Network show called Smollett Eats, and some of you may know them from a cookbook that they worked on called The Family Table, and they worked on that with some of their siblings. 2 other siblings out of the 6 siblings that are there. Okay, and we had Jake and Jazz at our Power Partnerships Deconstructed panel. And what was so interesting and great and even humorous at times about this panel is to be able to work with a family member can oftentimes be very, very challenging, even more challenging than working with someone who you don't know always. Because quite frankly, you have the inner workings of knowing how your siblings work. In this instance, they're siblings. And so you know what their triggers are and what buttons can be pushed. But then you can also have certain instances where you're just there to have a good time. And then you forget that the work has to be done. So how they balanced all of those challenges was something that we discussed during the Power Partnerships panel. And you're going to be able to hear it really, really, really soon. So what else did we have? We had a keynote. Now, the keynote was given by yours truly, yes, me, Kwanza Jones. It was called Step Up or Shut Up. Power Starts With You. Now, I know some of you may be saying, oh, don't tell me to shut up. What are you talking about? But the fact is, you will learn that shut up is not meant to silence you. If anything, it's the opposite of that. It's meant to help you realize how you step up so that you are not being silenced. So listen, because in some of these upcoming episodes, you will hear more about how you step up and step into it, because power does start with you. What else did we have going on at the Supercharge Summit? Even more, we had power moves for a more powerful you. Now, in that particular panel, we had a really deep dive, a great talk with Carmen Palafox, and she's with MiLA Capital Advisors. And we had Dolly Singh with Thesis Couture, which is a tech-enabled footwear company. Now, what you've got to know about these two really, really powerful women is they cross a number of different areas and boundaries. And what I mean by that is one is in finance, the other is in a startup. Although it's a fashion startup, it's a tech-enabled fashion startup. So what that means is they are blazing trails in areas where you don't always see females in those areas, which is why I entitled that panel, Power Moves for a More Powerful You, because what it takes for you to be able to go in and step into whoever you are, your most powerful version of you, and actually stepping into it when oftentimes you don't see anyone that looks like you. You don't see anyone who's done some of those things before. It takes power moves to get you there. And what happened in that panel is we were able to really just talk a little bit about how they made those power moves. Not only how they made the power moves, how they made moves which they didn't even realize were power moves and that they later found out became power moves by first taking a step. And that is really, really some great information that they provided, because it really touched on being entrepreneurial. It also touched on being intrapreneurial, which is when you may be with an organization, but how do you really express even more of your creative ideas and have that entrepreneur spirit inside of an existing organization. So power moves for a more powerful you, we got that covered, and you're going to have it covered too. And you're going to have some tools and takeaways and tips that you're going to be able to put into practice. But you got to keep listening at some of these other episodes, which are coming up. So one of the other panels we had, and it actually wasn't even a panel, it was more like a fireside chat. It was with this powerful woman, beautiful, strong, intelligent, eloquent, powerful, Mrs., shall I say, Cookie Johnson. And not only was Cookie Johnson there, but Cookie's husband was there too. Now, Cookie's husband is Irvin Magic Johnson. And what we did at the Supercharge Summit is Cookie and Irvin Magic and we all had just a great chat. And this entire chat, this conversation amongst friends really is what it felt like, was all about the magic of strong partnerships. Now, to have a power couple like Cookie and Magic together on this panel, they were flawless. The panel, the fireside chat was absolutely flawless. Everything about it in that energy was just so amazing. And more importantly, the knowledge that they were sharing and the fact that this was the first panel that they have ever been on and done together, I could not even believe it that this power couple in this room were able to make this happen. Just so much energy, so much laughter, so much love, so much knowledge was there. And you will just have to wait to hear a little bit more about it when you listen to some of the episodes. So just wanted you to know the magic of strong partnerships is because it's not just a person's name. There actually is magic when you have a very strong partnership. That was just what we had on the talking and panel and speaker front. And we had lots of great Q&A from a lot of the different people who were there. But we also had other cool things. You want to know what was amazing? People were able to go take these tools and immediately implement them in their lives. Because at the Supercharge Summit, it was not just about listening. If anything, it was the opposite of that. It was about action. Listening is important, but taking what you're learning and putting it into action, that is the key. Then you can never say you've never done it before. So people took the knowledge and these tidbits and these nuggets of wisdom that everyone was sharing on the different panels and on the fireside chats, and they took this information and they put it into practice right then and right there with a number of our amazing facilitators. And it was just really something that raised and elevated everyone. It elevated the conversation. It elevated the energy in the room. It elevated the action that people were going to be able to take right then and then even beyond. So the Supercharge Summit, let me just tell you, you learn to step into your greatness, and even though you may not have been there, you'll get to step into your greatness too. So make sure you're checking out these other episodes, because this is just the prelude to what is about to come with these episodes. You'll see it, you'll hear it, you'll learn from it, and you'll love it. It's pretty much all I have for you for now. So I just want to make sure that you're going to follow on social media. And then let's talk about what you're hearing on this podcast. You can make sure you're leaving me comments, and I will engage and be commenting right back with you so we can keep this dialogue going and we can keep this conversation going, because something powerful in episode 0, it was building. By episode 4, which is where we are now, it's already being built. We're already here. We are going to continue to build and continue to grow together. I am Supercharged. You are Supercharged with Kwanza Jones. Who loves you? I do. Bye for now.